Pregame.com.
Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin, NFL taking center stage, pregame.tv. Dave Cokin, Rams, 49ers, great rivalry all the way back to the LA Rams and San Francisco 49ers. Saw a couple of those games in the Golden State when I was out there. Yeah, back in Anaheim back in the day. Eric Dickerson running the ball there for the Rams. But I'll tell you what, this rivalry is still rather heated. Rams still not intimidated when the Niners come a-calling. No. Had a nice little lead first half, and then the old let the guy Brandon Lloyd behind you for an 80-yard play, and that turned the whole game around.
Yeah, of course, I don't care about what happened in past games. I'm not a big history guy in the NFL. I'm trying to, look, I'm trying to capitalize on current form. And based on the way the 49ers played last week, they must be a great bet this week because that was not good last week. They just got overrun in that contest. But, boy, you know what? Maybe that's something that gets them rolling here a little bit against the team they should be able to handle. St. Louis just doesn't have many weapons. Austin Davis has done a nice job. And it looks like he's got a chance to be a good NFL quarterback.
Right.
He's also, at times, still really inexperienced, and it shows. And last week, you get the 7-0 lead against Kansas City, and then they just got absolutely crushed from that point on in that football game. The 49ers, I think, have a scheduling advantage here. And, I know it's not something I do regularly in the NFL, lay big favorites. But, boy, I look at this game, and I just don't know where the Rams are going to come up with enough offense to scare San Francisco. And at some point, the 49ers are going to put points on the board because the Ram defense, not that hot. Look, maybe the Rams can pull off some trick plays again. Jeff Fisher had some great stuff up his sleeve in the Seattle game. That was tremendous. They also got a little bit lucky on a bad call at the end of the game. Right. But they still won. It was a legitimate win, except that they were pulling stuff out of their nose to make it happen in that game. They're just not a very good football team right now, and I just don't see them staying in this football game. So, the spread could definitely come into play, but I've got to handicap the game based on the relative strengths and weaknesses of the team, and I think this is a bad matchup for St. Louis.
San Francisco, we know they're going to get healthy. Navarro Bowman running now, running his 50-yard dashes. Alden Smith will be back from the suspension. And again, Patrick Willis recovering nicely from the toe injury. So that bodes well for the Niners. But if I told you at this juncture of the season, Kaepernick, 0 rushing touchdowns, Gore only 1.
Not great.
Surprising.
Yeah, it is. And look, they've been an erratic football team so far. I think it's safe to say they haven't lived up to expectations. And it doesn't mean that one big win here is going to suddenly be the trigger that says buy now on the 49ers. I just think this week they might get this team.
There you go. Teams in the NFC West getting concerned now because Arizona keeps winning. All of a sudden you could be on the outside looking in, and you got to take care of business. But this is Dave Cokin's free play. It is the Rams 49ers. 49ers -10, total 44.5 from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Dave Cokin, let's go ahead. Let's make it official.
It's becoming apparent that the 49ers are not going to win the NFC West this year. It's still possible, but the way things are going in Arizona, and that team's legitimate, 49ers right now are playing for a wild card, and so might Seattle. You can't look past anybody at this point. The Seahawks kind of did against Seattle, against St. Louis, and with all the other problems that that Seahawks team has right now in the clubhouse, they got themselves knocked off in that game. 49ers have had their own issues, no question about that. And they're off a performance that not exactly going to go onto the highlight reel. But I think that contributes to the 49ers being a decent side here. Look, anything's possible. Maybe they take the field overconfident after looking at what the Rams did last week. It's possible. The Rams got run over by the Chiefs. If I'm Harbaugh, I don't even let them look at that game film because I don't want them overconfident. If the 49ers come out with the attitude they need to come out with here, which is that of a team that needs wins just to get to the playoffs, forget about the division, just to get to the playoffs, then I don't see how the Rams are going to give them much of a game. It's a very limited St. Louis football team. Again, props to Fisher for the job he's done, taking some real chances on special teams and things like that, trying to keep his team in games, gambling on 4th downs. He knows he doesn't have much of a team, and he knows he can't win really straight up against almost anybody in the NFL. I wouldn't be surprised if you see more trick plays coming out of that deep St. Louis playbook this week, but I don't think it's going to do them any good. 49ers need a good performance here. I think they get one. big number or not, San Francisco minus the points to play.
Yeah, and when the Niners, a good quality team, gets blown out and then goes to the bye week, they have time to work on things.
Yeah.
They're hearing about it from the local media, so they're going to be focused for this.
They don't even need to hear about it from the local media. They had to walk off that field thinking, geez, we just got our ass handed to us, and we got a long way to go if we want to even pretend to be contenders this year. Because right now, the 49ers are pretenders. So I think the specter of one of the powerhouse teams, one of the elite teams in the NFL, unless you're a hardcore 49er fan, you can't be thinking of this team as elite right now. They haven't shown one indication to me at any point this season that they're elite. Go out there and prove that you're better than you appear to be this weekend against the Rams.
That's it. Just get some wins, and when you get the rest of your arsenal back, then you may be able to make a run.
Right.
Good stuff. Dave Cokin saying take the Niners, lay the 10 points at home against the Rams. We'll come back. Sunday night game. It's a big one of the better rivalries in the NFL. Pittsburgh at home against Baltimore, fresh off that ass kicking of my Colts. I thought they might beat them. I didn't think they'd put up 50, and I never thought I'd ever see Roethlisberger throw for over 500 yards, but he did it. We'll see what he can do this week. I'll give you a play on that game when we come back. It is Baltimore-Pittsburgh coming up next. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin, pregame.tv.